for coming. There's a team here that's playing for a championship, so I wanted to give them a few words, especially because they're from my hood. All right.
Start with an opening statement and then questions for Coach.
Opening statement. I mean, it was a tough game, and Memphis came to play. You know, we got ahead early and had to fight a little bit in the end of the game, third quarter, and try to maintain that lead. But we came out with the win. They didn't put their heads down. We kept playing.
I asked the girls when they were out there earlier if the thought of, based on how the road trip went and the way that the third and fourth quarter were going, was there like any thoughts creeping in their head about, oh no, like not again, like this can't happen again, and like what were you telling them in the huddle based on what happened in the road trip and how things were going in that second half?
Well, you know, all through the game, I kept saying, you know, we're ahead, we got to stay ahead, and let's not let them get back in the game. And then they came out with the press, turned us over a little bit, and, you know, kind of went their way a little bit. They had a big run in the third quarter, pressing us, and we've got to stay poised. I mean, we're better than that against the press, but, you know, Alex does a great job with her team in putting pressure on other teams. We knew that coming in.
Kind of a big part of closing out that game was free throws late in the game, but also offensive rebounds, which has been a struggle for you guys this season. What was the key in that? Yeah,
and we kept talking about rebounding too, and this team is one of the top rebounders in the conference, and so we came out ahead tonight with rebounding, and that was kind of our focus this week in practice, these 2 days in practice, was we have got to crash the boards, but more importantly, we have to box them out. We had 19 offensive rebounds. That's a good day.
You talk about, ever since you got here, about how equal opportunity offense, everyone's able to score, and today all 9 players except on the court scored, and it showed some struggles. Like, how big is it that everyone is able to come in and score at any point, especially in a moment like that in the second half where things start crumbling, that you can rely on anyone you put out there to make a production?
Yeah, and that's really good for us. We, you know, the confidence in some of these kids coming off the bench into a tight game, allowed them to score, and then, you know, that's been our mantra, equal opportunity offense. I want them to not be afraid to score the ball and not be afraid to shoot. It also bodes well for us against the other team. They don't know who to double team. So I was glad to see everybody got to score, and we're hopefully back.
So being that today is National Girls and Women in Sports Day, what advice would you give to young girls who want to play at the collegiate or professional level?
Well, the good thing about National Girls and Women in Sports Day and this game with the kids in here, it allows these young girls to be able to see that these women can play basketball, and they too can aspire to do that. And, you know, after the game, our players are meeting some of the kids and talking about what they can do. So it's a good way for us to show that women's sports is really booming right now, and they too can do it too.
What was just the environment like with all of them here, and like how loud it got? Like, did that affect you guys in the huddle? Or did that get you guys pumped up? Like, what was kind of the...
Well, we couldn't hear, that's for sure. And I think before the game, I went out and pumped them up with some yeah-yeahs, and they were yeah-yeah and all game, and then we couldn't hear. But it was good to have this atmosphere, to have the people to be able to see us and have our community here, because our community is their community. So it was great to have them here, and I'm glad we had these kids today games, and I hope we can have more.
These the preseason favorites coming in here Saturday. What all?
Who was that? No, I'm kidding.
Could be a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyhow, compared to last time, you know, in terms of what needs to be switched around, besides the fact that they run kid on their run off.
Yeah, and you know, we've got to do a better job at contesting shots, and better yet, not just contesting, but not allowing them to get the ball. And so we've got to be on them, on the catch. We're on the catch as well. So, you know, they do a great job of shooting the ball and shooting the ball well. We've got to be able to defend.
Any more questions for Coach?
I wanted to ask about Tariana Gary. Obviously, she had 8 turnovers. That second and third quarter, she had 7 of the 8. I mean, was there anything that you saw that Memphis was doing? Was it like carelessness, just like mistakes? Like, what did you kind of see there with her in the turnovers?
Yeah, I thought she telegraphed her passes. You know, we talked about against the press, we have to have pass fakes, and I thought she telegraphed her passes a little bit, just a little out of sync today, and that's not typical of her, so we're gonna address that after the game. But the thing is, you know, we want her to shake that off.
Coach, Jaleesa Molina had 3 different baskets in the fourth quarter today when Memphis was starting to pull away with the momentum. Talk to me about her performance and just kind of how she was able to turn it on in the second half.
Yeah, she has such great length, and we have to keep reminding her of that, you know, you've got length, like you can get to the rim, you can defend and all of that too. And I think she's more comfortable now and more confident in doing that, understanding where she is around the basket, and she's got a quick first step too.
All right, Coach, I think you're good.
All right, thank you.